All right. Well, I think seems like you is back at it again, and with a little new podcast ish sort of just you guys get it already. Um, Seth and I decided to do this little small podcast together, where it is about various indie games that we stumbled upon and found out through the internet, like Twitter, Steam, those kinds of small little things that we come across the internet, the general thing. And since we're all stuck in quarantine, why not dive into it? It's 3:24 a.m. It gives me a lot of time to do speak about the games that I'm about to um, introduce you. So I'm I'm you, and my co-host is Seth, but he's not around because he has really bad internet. We have really bad internet connections. So for now, it's just me, and I did want to continue today's little episode, so I'll dive right into it. So what is video games like all about? So we're here to introduce to you some indie games and other games that we find really interesting and wholesome, or rather have some either storytelling or like great combat, anything, really, just something to support a lot of indie game developers, since a lot of AAA titles have been like skyrocketing uh, along with the market, and these developers don't go really notice. Because of COVID-19, a lot of AAA developers did cancel their show-ups, like in PAX East, but indie game developers had their chance to showcase their games with the audience. So a little kudos to that. So what I will be talking about today, for each episode, there's 2 to 3 games that we want to talk about, maybe dive into a bit description, etc. And the end is the main takeaway from the game. So this is our little episode, real podcasting. It won't be too long. It's just a little short. We want to make comments we could. Since I'm alone, it's a little shorter than you would expect. So here we go. The first game I do want to introduce is Rolling Hills. I got really interested actually by the overall genre. It's about making sushi with friends. It's Rolling Hills. It's a live sim about opening your own sushi restaurant in a cozy village. Assume the role of budding sushi chef as you work to improve the lives of your neighbors and make new friends. With any luck, you'll attract some new neighbors along the way. So, Rolling Hills is made by James. James does story on Twitter. He's a really nice guy. He's one of the server staff in Wholesome Games. If you want to check it out, I'll put it in the description. But yeah, this is a single player game. In the tags on Steam, it's RPG, adventure, casual simulation. It's open world as well. So looking at the style right now, it really resembles the art of Animal Crossing, like close, but not that close, but it's like almost there. But it's like looking at the trailer itself, you can see it really catches your eye at the beginning. Like, oh, so this is a story about making sushi, being a chef. It's something like, in my opinion, my point of view right now, since the game isn't really like out yet, it's just like more of a demo showcase. It's like Diner Dash, I suppose, and then you mix some 3D elements and then put in a little bit of Animal Crossing sprinkle, and then this game. I actually find it really interesting as well because there are a lot of games that focus on the genre of cooking, and they try to make it competitive, like Overcooked or Cooking Mama, something like that. But looking at this, there's like a sense of comfortableness, and like you don't stress yourself out that much. But it's something that you do want to do. Even Steam's telling me that if this game is relevant to me, because I haven't played that much games to that. On Steam, I don't usually buy games because I am sort of broke, but in the future, near future, I'm getting a little older here and there. I don't have enough money because I did buy a short hike, which we will be talking about soon. But for now, we will focus on this. The planned release date is not even mentioned yet, so it's not yet available. But you can queue it on your wish list, which it's just saying it's gonna come soon. So about this game is to eager to entice and tease a new ownership. The residents of Rolling Hills have fixed up the local sushi shop and offered the space for free to anyone willing to help rebuild the town. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to start fresh, building a new life and a new town all at once. So, yeah, you're making a town here, like from a sushi restaurant, which is really cool. And the target audience probably would really like this. If someone playing AC or maybe Harvest Moon would come across this game, they totally get into it. The features here like sushi, start your new life with your own fully automated conveyor belt sushi restaurant. You have friends hang out at a cafe, join a role playing game, or test your knowledge at trivia night. A trivia night, actually kind of like trivia night. Is there gonna be like questions or something? Maybe related to the characters, to the game, the dev. I don't know. So you can customize, collect furniture to improve your restaurant, and build public works projects around the town. So I'm seeing here like in the little GIF, the town looks a little empty. So probably in game you can adjust your town, which I find really cool because like looking at the description, you're like, oh, I'm gonna make a sushi restaurant. Oh, no, you can do more than that. So it's kind of cool. And there's robots train your sushi bot to keep the restaurant running, even if you turn the game off. So I'm seeing from the description in the features, this is a real-time game. I'm not sure. I'll probably ask about that, but yeah, that's a real-time running game. And relax, go fishing for the freshest sushi or magnet, or else build in trash and keep the river clean. So grow and build garden boxes to grow your own veggies. So you have to do your typical stuff you do in a very relaxing game, which I really want. This is totally sync played. It's also full controller support, which I like. I would totally pay for this, especially when I have enough money. And for now, the system recs, since it's not done yet, we're not sure like the final requirements are. It's the minimum OS is Windows 7, processor a 2.2 gigahertz dual core processor, a memory of 4 gigabytes of RAM, the graphics card being 512 megabytes of VRAM, DirectX being version 11, and the storage being 2 gigabytes available of space. I think that'll grow over time. Who knows? But my comment on this, wow, like I'm a bit new to the indie game genre, which, I mean, as someone who focuses more on FPS or rhythm games, I am a rhythm game junkie, but I kind of stopped because I had hand problems and started to ache my hands a lot, so I stopped for a while. But getting introduced to a game genre like this, there's something about it that like sparks interest within the target market. Wow, big boy, like at a part-time job and like, oh wow, big boy words, so kind of like learn stuff. But yeah, the target audience for this, it's like probably the people who play Animal Crossing or Harvest Moon or any game related to that. Those titles will definitely enjoy this game. People who want to do something in relation to cooking, maybe, it's like this is a game for them. And people who like get stuck at home most of the time, I'm sure that the players who are alone and want to do something because they're bored, they can totally play this game to pass time. So those are like my comments of the game. That's my thoughts about it, since it's not really that biggest match. Not biggest match. Sorry, I mean like well known a lot. But they launched their Steam page just about a month, not even a month ago. Just found a month ago. Yeah, sorry, a month ago, almost 2 months ago. So that's like really cool. I've also seen that their developer appeared in PAX East as well, and is the account owner, one of the account owners of Wholesome Games. So that's super cool. And they also have a Patreon if you ever want to support them. And looking at these small videos and screenshots, GIF, whatever, you can see how much the game like grows slowly. That's like the joy of indie game development and following the game until it gets released. And you're like, oh my gosh, that's cool. They, of course, those developers are bound to make mistakes in the middle, but those will get fixed over time, which is actually quite fine. So, yeah. I actually can't wait until this actually releases. They had a really cute booth too, which damn, I wish I was in America, but so sad, too bad. I get to miss a lot of stuff since I have school. We're in the middle of school season. I end in around May or June because of this whole pandemic situation. So, well, talking a little more, Rolling Hills would seem like something my some friends would play, because I know they're interested in this genre and like cooking. So it's like, oh my gosh, this chill game with cooking. Heck yeah, totally agree. It's also, for now, it looks really spec friendly, but I don't know the final specs. Y'all don't know the final specs, but it seems that you can play this with a controller. I'm not sure with the keyboard. I'm pretty sure you can with the keyboard, but it has full controller support, as I mentioned before. It's single player though, but you can of course enjoy this alone. And there's also going to be Steam achievements for this game as well. Well, that's it for my commentary on Rolling Hills. They also have their own website, so this is cool. You may support them on your Patreon, add the game to the wish list, follow the devs to find out some more updates. MU Speed. Ugh. I actually really like the little segue, but I do really like the indie game genre as a whole. I just think I just knew a few games until I started playing a lot of JRPGs, RPGs, games that don't really go into the mainstream. Like, if I talk to someone about Rolling Hills, who is like, for example, a very hard League player, they're like, what's that? They would think that it's boring because they never really tested out those waters. So, like, I'm gonna repeat like the same purpose of this talk program, yeah. That are my main goal is to reach out a lot of indie games for people to play and for people to enjoy while they're all stuck in here, or rather when they want to give like a stressful day off, which is like everyone's life right now. Everyone's just a whole big stress. The little background on me, I am a senior high school student learning programming, so it's like it's nice to see like the updates of the game, learning how they code or whatever. It's like I give a tip of the hat to that. A little time check, it's 3:38 a.m. It's weird to talk alone in the morning, but that's fine. But yeah, those are my comments on the game, and really cute characters. I want them on like a shirt, maybe, mayhaps, just merchandise. I think that'd be really cool. Yeah. So let me segue to another game a bit. There's like this other game which I saw, and the first person who I interacted with a little more on the server, the Wholesome Game server, is the developer for Pushy and Pulley in Blockland. And I was surprised, like a lot of their games in the server are pushing for the Nintendo Switch. So it's like, oh wow, Nintendo Switch. Like, I don't know how code works yet in different platforms, but we're getting there. But like, I'm seeing that a lot of indie games are reaching the Nintendo Switch platform and other platforms in general. Makes me really happy because it's more recognition and such. So I'll get into Pushy Pulley Blockland in a bit. You know, if my internet cooperates with me. No one's using it except for me. Do I use it that much? Like, wow. It's sorry, membrane keyboard, soft. I like. Yeah. So, Pushy and Pulley Blockland is an endearing co-op arcade game that will take you and your friends through ever-challenging levels, kill monsters, match blocks, defeat bosses, recover your species, and escape Blockland. So, the developer here is Misato, and under the company, yeah, the studio that's behind the game is Resistance Studio, the whole team of Pushy and Pulley Blockland. And they're based in Amsterdam, so Europe. That's really cool because everything's just cool. Like, teen, cool, this cool. But yeah, you get my point here. But Pushy and Pulley Blockland, what Seth said about it when I showed him the game was like, oh, this really reminds me of Nitro, the Nitro games, because of the pixelated art style and this monster, this blue monster, one of the monsters in there, the one with the big eye. It does remind me and him about the monsters like in Nitro, so it's like really cool. And learning about this game, it is a co-op arcade game, so you can play this with a friend. It also reminds me of Bomberman as well, which is like actually pretty dope. What I'm seeing from the GIF and the video, yeah, there's a video. It's coming. Oh, this May 2020, so that's 2 months from now. And so it does remind me of Bomberman. That's what it's called. There seems to be lives as well. There's a local co-op mode, so I'm guessing you're supposed to play this in the same computer device, anything. There's 50 levels. Feeling from each level is an increasing difficulty. Seeing from the video though. Oh, there's Steam mode as well. Interesting. It also seems to be bosses of Heyllo. Of course. There wouldn't be a game without a video game like that without a boss. Which is I find super. It also seems to be lives there at the side, the top, and the timer, which probably indicates to you that when the timer ends, something happens. So you have to help Pushy and Pulley get back their spaceship on a trip across Blockland. Push blocks to defeat the monsters. Join blocks of the same color. You get power-ups and defeat bosses to recover the parts of your broken spaceship. So for this, you're just gonna go home. Go home? Like trying to get home and trying to rebuild the spaceship. So it's a shared split screen co-op. As Steam achievements, full controller support, Steam leaderboards, and remote play together, which means you can have like non-wired access to this game. You can play solo as well. And it has classic gameplay with never seen before twists. Excited? I would buy this, absolutely. End the stage by defeating all the enemies before the time runs out. Yeah, okay. So there's combo points as well. Handmade levels, 50. That dedication. Well, it's a studio, but wow, that is hard as an indie game developer, since like not a lot of people are in your team since it's an indie game. But my my lord, so the leaderboards, and you can play with your friends online. So I could probably call in a friend if internet's not bad, like, hey, you can play this with me, please. That's like a really fun game to play in co-op, because I think a lot of us before in my school right now, we didn't have a lot of friends, so kind of just played single player. But now I have a whole party to go along with to play this game, especially Seth. I think we might try this out if quarantine ever ends. But it's a pretty cool game to look up upon. I think I would buy this. I would pay for it, and then Seth and I, if he comes to my house, we do maybe like 10 levels, 5 to 10 levels, something like that. I'm not confident ever since we played like Super Mario fan-made game and we kept dying at the boss. So, alright, the system requirements right now. It's a minimum Windows 7 SP1, a processor or CPU with SSE2 instruction set support, memory of 2 gigabytes of RAM, graphics card with DX10, DirectX version 10, and storage of 300 megabytes available space. Seems small, but of course it's still in development, so we don't know the final specs, minimum specs, and recommended specs for the game. But for now, this is all we know. So, my little comments, thoughts. Dev is really nice. Even James, he's really nice too. A little comment. I do want to say kuya and ate, but that's like a Filipino thing. It's weird if I say it like, what's kuya and what's ate? It's like when you refer to older, not that old, but older people. Like, oh kuya, ate, can you yada 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 yada. That's what I like want to refer them to, but I have to struggle to keep it together. Yeah, for it. But yeah, that's so far. Oh, I should like mention the genre. We already know from Rolling Hills. The developer is James and his studio Catch and Release LLC. Publisher is also them. And for Pushy and Play Blockland, it's action adventure, casual, and an indie game as well. Developer being Resistance Studio, and the publisher being Resistance Studio as well. Being the release date in May 2020. So seeing from this, it's out on May 2020 on Steam, the Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. So if any of you have those kinds of consoles out there, support the game during its release. So that went on really well, I guess. Actually quite short because I didn't want to end it there. It's like 23 minutes in. So I will talk about a little more about my background and what do I have to do with indie games. I kind of just gave a glimpse of it a while ago. But like, my appreciation for these games just grew over time. And I'm like, there should be more people who know about this, but not necessarily because, it's an indie game. But, successful. They want to be successful, which is an obvious goal here. And seeing that a lot of my classmates or friends do better in something games like MOBA, FPS, TPS games, rhythm games, especially rhythm games as well, and they're really into that stuff. So not a lot of them know indie game dev titles, indie game titles. Maybe just like feel like Undertale, and then I can't. That's it. It's Undertale, and like, can you name anything more? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. They don't know that much. So, like, my purpose here is like, our purpose here is to bring the what do you? I can't word things. So I have I wrote a script, but then I was like, I don't know how to word things. It's more, I want this thing to become successful, and I want it to be well known by a big audience. Right now, I'm looking outside, and I see the sky turning a little blue. Means the sun's gonna rise and like soon enough. So it's like, uh-oh. I've been awake since like 9 a.m. And it's kind of just weird to see the sun. I haven't done this in a long time, but yeah, and it's really. But yeah, enough about that. It's really cool that you can even see the language support. For Rolling Hills, it's just in English, but maybe they'll add like um, more languages soon for other people to access. For Pushy and Pulley this time, you can see that the interface can be in English, Japanese, Korean, and traditional Chinese, which I'm surprised because it's usually simplified Chinese. But like to see traditional Chinese in the setup, it's like, oh wow, uh, that's pretty awesome for people who are not native to Japanese, Korean, or English. They can play it in Chinese. Like, applaud. Uh, well, as a programmer and someone who wants to maybe make games someday, but I focus on the web design portion a little more, I want to learn about indie game dev more. I want to learn about how these people make games, how they get motivated, and all that stuff. How maybe I already have like concept in mind in those things. So, I guess I could really punch on that more. So yeah, well, I it's 3:50 a.m. already, and I think I've covered most of what these games are about since they are not released. Me and Seth and I, grammatically correct, will talk about Undertale and a Shark Hide. Maybe add a third game in there called Night in the Woods, a game that I really enjoy. But that's for the next episode, and maybe that's later tonight, quote unquote, but that's when everyone's asleep. So I'm glad that you guys enjoyed listening to this and enjoyed me rambling about indie games that I want to support, I want to buy, I want to fully give my interest to it. So thank you very much for joining me on this trip. I'm you, and I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye and good night, or good morning.